آلك وأصحابك يا سيدي يا حبيب الله. Alhamdulillah, you have all gathered today on the completion of the Quran al-Kareem. I first and foremost would like to congratulate all of you on such a blessing, and it's a blessing of such that you have to truly understand what the Quran is to understand the blessing. You know, in today's day and age, we forget that even the Quran holds hukuk upon us. It holds rights upon a believer. In fact, the ulama mentioned that one of the greatest haqq the Quran holds is that we have belief in the Quran. That is one of the greatest haqq, rights the Quran holds over the believers. And the ulama also mentioned to recite the Quran with lafz-e-sihti, and that is to recite the Quran in a beautiful manner. That is also the right the Quran holds over us. Allama Iqbal rahimahullah ta'ala, he says on this point, he says that ask Hazrat Umar radiallahu ta'ala an what right the Quran holds when it is recited in a beautiful manner. And what happened to Hazrat Umar? Hazrat Umar, look at the books of Seerah. He, in the books of Seerah, was ready to al-ayadu billah, kill the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, until he heard his sister recite the Quran al-Kareem. And when he heard his sister recite the Quran, he said, there is no one or nothing more beloved to me than Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Even just listening to the recitation of the Quran in a beautiful manner changes the taqdeer and the belief of an individual. And this is not just something which is an occurrence once in history. You look at many historical events of non-believers in today's day and age also, and you ask them what brought you to Islam, they say, I heard the Quran. The power the Quran has is unbelievable. So there are certain rights the Quran holds over us. To read it in a beautiful manner is from amongst the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And this is why the ulama mentioned to be able to recite the Quran with tajweed, it's actually fardul ayn upon every single individual. It's fard, but we do not understand this. But my brothers, this is why I say the importance of the Quran is far greater than we perceive. The stature the Quran has is far greater than what we can fathom even. In fact, the Quran should be recited in such a manner that the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is utlul Qur'ana wabqu, that recite the Quran and cry. فَإِن لَمْ تَبْقُوا فَتَبَاقُوا. And if you can't cry, at least make yourself look like you are crying. فَإِن لَمْ تَبْقُوا فَتَبَاقُوا. If you cannot cry, then at least feel inside you the sorrow that you cannot even cry. Data Sahib was asked at this point. You know, we believe in Data Sahib, don't we? A great sheikh, mashayikh from our lineage. Data Sahib was asked that I came across this hadith, but I can't cry when I read the Quran. What do I do? Data Sahib answered and he said, then cry on your muqaddar. Cry